I just wanted to kind of kick this off with, a few of the big headlines about business and general aviation from 2024. And I'd just love to go around the room and hear everybody's big takeaway, what you learned from 2024, and anything that you're planning to apply in 2025. And this is one of the most interesting groups of people because we all come at this from different angles, in different parts of the world and different backgrounds and everything else. So I think this is going to be a really fun webinar, no matter who shows up or how that works. So just to kick things off, there are 5 things that came up, and of course, this being 2024, I had to use ChatGPT to come up with the list of the biggest 5 headlines in general and business aviation from 2025 and from the aviation industry. So number 1 that they came up with was rising demand for business jets. Business aviation sector has experienced significant growth with forecasts of up to 8,500 new business jets worth over $280 billion expected to be delivered over the next decade. I know a lot of people were thinking that, maybe the green movement, there's a lot of things that are exerting downward pressure on the jet market, but apparently, the rising demand is pretty obvious. Number 2, expansion of private aircraft market. Global private aircraft market is on a robust trajectory, projected to reach approximately $56.4 billion by 2033. So that's another 10 years, up from $27.1 billion in 2023, reflecting a compound annual growth, or CAGR, for those of you finance geeks, of 7.6%. Advances in sustainable aviation fuel. This, I think, has been more hype than reality, at least in my experience or what I've seen. It's really hard to get sustainable aviation fuel affordably. So a lot of people that would like to use it or not, simply because of availability and cost. But the industry is making strides towards sustainability, with 2024 marking a pivotal year in establishing a clear path to 5 to 10% SAF usage by 2030, which I know is what everyone is intending, is to increase the usage. Number 4, innovations in urban air mobility. This is near and dear to our heart because of DBT Aero, which is one of our clients. But what they're talking about is a little bit different, and that is the electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, which are getting most of the headlines. So those would be like the urban air mobility rather than the regional air mobility. So those are companies like Joby and Archer and things like that. John got to try a Joby simulator at NBAA, and it was really hard to tear him away from that. He was just like a 14-year-old kid in an arcade, really enjoyed that. But he's a helicopter pilot, so it's really easy for him to really enjoy those vertical takeoff vehicles and things like that. Number 5, financial performance of the aviation industry. Global airline industry has shown resilience, with operating margins improving 6.4% and net profits reaching $31.5 billion in 2024, indicating a recovery from the previous year's challenges. So those are the big 5 the news is talking about. I think, we've seen some things that are a little bit different. So
Yes, I would like to go with for the content marketing and the market trending in the South Asia market.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, this is near
So
to your heart.
we already working on this side as well, but in 2025 there will be emerging aviation market in this region, especially in South Asia, like Malaysia, Singapore, and Dubai as well. So there will be couple of opportunities through aviation industries. There are MROs and other industries. They literally have their looking for more potential in the region as well. But there is a room of our aviation marketers like us. So there will be a couple of opportunities for aviation marketing service provider like us to you dive into the market and grab some opportunities in terms of providing the services for the product and services to the all over the aviation market. So this is the great time, and the great room of opportunity for ourselves.
Absolutely. I know we kind of fell into this in 2024. We had no real intention of marketing in, outside the United States, but we had a couple of clients approach us and, we started looking into it and, geez, the numbers are really, really favorable in the Southeast Asia market. And so, yeah, I really appreciate you looking into that and kind of getting us started in that direction. That was a really good opportunity.
It's really exciting
It
for
is.
ABCI
Yeah, it is.
and the industry in general. They
Mhm.
really need the business, that's for sure.
One of the interesting things that I found about that is that we have a lot more in common than I thought. Of course, English is the language of pilots. If you are a pilot, you have to speak English in order to communicate with other pilots and with towers and other things. So all of that is working in our favor, for one thing. And another thing is business is kind of an international language already. A lot of our US customers are international businesses. So this wasn't as big of a leap as I thought it was going to be. And I'm actually kind of reassured by how easy our Asian partners have been to work with and how accommodating they are of maybe, doing meetings at slightly different times and making things work and they just have a great sense of humor. The ones that we've worked with are just really, really fun people as well. So that kind of came
Yeah,
as
they're definitely people just
yeah,
like you and I. And,
yeah.
you talk aviation to them and that's their lingo. I would just say that the power of consistency with anything is what, I definitely am taking from 2024.
Uh,
Anything that you are consistent at definitely grows, it continues to move forward. I've seen that in all the work with ABCI, all of my personal and professional work. And, I'm looking forward to what 2025 is going to bring for the aviation market. And that's some exciting news about the new aircraft that you just mentioned that they're going to be releasing this year. So,
yeah. Oh, I totally agree. I think from a company perspective and everything else, we've gotten a lot more consistent. I don't know if I could say that the market's gotten more consistent. It's kind of still doing this since
no, not
COVID.
the
It's
market.
been, yeah, insane. But
We're hoping that happens soon with
right.
the new president and all the things happening. So,
Right, exactly. Election years are always hard. That's another thing, we've
yeah.
been working with clients about is often between, the year of an election, people want to hold off before they make a decision because they don't know what direction things are going to go. And it doesn't really matter which direction things go, as long as there's a decision, any kind of indecision in the market is
Yeah.
a reason for people to hold off. So election years are always challenging for large purchases. So next year should be better, even just for that reason. So that's consistency. We have 3 years of consistency before we have another election year.
Right. We need it stable. And then people, are more confident to make big decisions, of course.
Mhm.
So,
True. I also think, as we become more international, that lends to more stability as well, because other people don't have that particular craziness. They have other craziness, but at least the election year doesn't happen everywhere all over the world. So, if we can get some international clients, we can smooth out our own bumps. And that's one thing we've learned about diversity. And we do that for our clients as well. It's like you need a diverse set of clients that can give you a consistent cash flow. So if all of your clients, like, for an insurance company or something like that, if all of your clients are flight schools and they all shut down during the winter, or a lot of them shut down during the winter, then you have a consistency problem. So if you have a diversity that leads to consistency, and that works for us, and that also works for our clients as well. So good point, Shannon.
I mean, people don't want to make decisions when it's crazy. So, having a diverse audience around the world, people in aviation all over, it definitely helps for us as a company as well, ABCI, to, not just rely on people in America, but, the rest of the world who's also involved in doing big things. So, and I do believe that they can really use our skills. The team that has been formed in the last few years is doing really huge things. ABCI as a whole has made some huge increase in their numbers and stuff this year that everybody should be very proud of. And that's certainly something we could look at here today in our meeting and discuss.
Absolutely. I think that's absolutely true. And I'm really pleased with the progress we've made over the last year and, the team that we've assembled and the skills that we've got. And I never would have envisioned this, 2, 3 years ago. And even 1 year ago, we were in a very different place than we are right now. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy with that as well. So thank you for bringing that up. That's an excellent.
Yes, again, it's the consistency, though, the continued hard work, the continued to, go for bigger and better things and always getting better at what you're doing. So that's what it takes for sure.
Absolutely. Right. Anybody else have an insight that they'd like to share? I think it's really cool that we're able to do this, and, get more of our team comfortable, or more comfortable. Maybe not entirely comfortable, but, and then being able to share this.
Yes, 2024 was the very different and innovation as well, as we have more AI tools in our hand to play with and rely on. At the first instance, we totally rely on the AI tools rather than the human touch as well. And for initially, we had some couple of great things happening through the AI, but then we realized that this is the not right path to totally rely on the AI and see that he knows about me and telling the right stories about myself. And the middle of something, he forget that I am Muhammad Ali and I am relating myself to the content creation and aviation marketing. He's trying to putting me somewhere else and providing some different data. But later on, we captured this, and one of the challenging thing in 2024 was the adopting the new technologies and having the mastery skills over them to get the right data, right information on right time. So this was a big challenge. And if I consider myself in 2024, I will be rather, you can say, doing things by my own, not totally rely on the AI tools, and always cross check the information in terms of, you can say, content marketing. So this will be a very different year for everyone, in especially in the aviation market, where we used to, you can say, publish content more frequently. And other thing is that what I learned in 2024 was that trending year for, you can say, the content is, you can say, have been diversified from image to a video marketing. So video marketing and video content storytelling has something put us in a different direction in 2024. And now in the start of 2025, everyone has realized that storytelling and the real touch of, you can say, himself or the organization or the person is really appealing the customers or the clients or etc. So everyone is, you can say, making the real-time stories, either working in the organization or having some trip, having some family events. So this especially connects the bond between your clients and your, you can say, audience and the community as well, that you share the original and the true story of yourself rather than putting some, you can say, stuff catching from the AI.
Yeah. Excellent point. So we added ChatGPT as kind of a new team member in 2024. And just like adding any team member, it's going to be kind of nutty because, somebody joins the team, they don't really understand what we do. They don't understand anything about us. They don't understand our voices, other things like that. So just like adding any other team member, there was a learning curve, where we thought, oh, well, this is great. This guy has all these skills. He's going to be fantastic at, speeding up our efforts and, doing all of these things. As it turned out, there are things that ChatGPT can do that we never would have thought of, so there's better and worse than we ever thought. So just like adding any human or any other team member, we have this learning curve of going through what can he really do? What can he really not do? What do we need to help him with? How can we help him get better at helping us, and how can we work together in a more productive way? So, it's not about is it good or bad? It's about how does it fit into our processes and make things work better. So that's an excellent point.
Does he have
In
a
our
name?
meeting, sorry, come on, go on, please.
I just was laughing because you were referring to it as a him.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's a her. I'm not sure.
Does he have a name, I said?
That's a good question.
You guys should name him.
We should name him. Yeah, we should name our GPT.
Actually, I asked this question in our, you can say, team meetings that I think so. You or John referred that basically he is a child person. He will never grown up. We need to, you can say, tell him about ourselves again and again. And I asked John or either from you that how much I expect that at what time he will be grown up and tell me everything by own. But
Right.
that is something that not going to be happen, and we always have to be very realistic and be open to give everything a human touch so that we have a productive value and add the value to the our client services as well. So what I learned from the either it's he or she ChatGPT that he will never grow. We are growing, but he is still in the phase of, you can say, learning curve and improving day by day by providing the
Teenager,
latest
maybe?
version.
Right.
We'll go with the teenage AI.
Right. I always
So
have to.
the point is that the updated version are coming up always in every month or every quarter. They've been releasing the you can say latest version, but we still need some, you can say, more grown up AI tools that help to understand everything from our perspective and marketing side.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a really funny phenomenon in the United States. I don't know if this is happening elsewhere, but people are calling their dogs and cats children, their fur babies or whatever and stuff, which makes me crazy because, if you've ever raised a human child, that person is going to go to college, they're going to get married, they have their expectations of a child that you would never have of a pet. And ChatGPT is somewhat the same. It's not going to ever be, I think, independently acting on its own not in service of a human, or at least I hope not. So, we have to consider it a little bit differently, even though I call it a team member and other things. It's still not ever going to be making decisions for our clients. It's never going to be creating anything that we would share directly with a client or share directly on social media or anything like that. But I don't know if any of you have any thoughts about that, but that's just one of my pet peeves is people it's kind of a human thing to personify other things and to treat them like people. And I do it myself with ChatGPT, and I call him a him, but that just seems a little bit more natural. He seems to have a male voice to me, but that could be wrong.
I actually call him Chatty because I heard Stella say that at one point somewhere. So I usually refer to him as Chatty. So, but he definitely has a mind of his own, lots of good information, but you certainly have to research it and make sure you're going where you want to be going and not where the teenager says to go.
Yeah. Teenager with frequent hallucinations.
And we won't ask any more questions about that.
There you go. Yeah. Gifted and talented, but with frequent hallucinations and still a teenager. So, not the best judgment, but that's okay. We still love him.
My friend 2 days earlier sent me a note that I was very upset, and someone told me that if you are upset, you have an option nowadays to talk with. I was very shocked that how it is. So he mentioned me that I write to ChatGPT that I'm upset today. I had a very emotional day and very tough day, and ChatGPT started, you can say, giving me some, you can say, points that don't worry, everything will be fine, and I'm here to assist with you if you are struggling with something. So he treats him as a friend, as you mentioned that you named him for something, and he had a long history of chat with ChatGPT, where he come across that ChatGPT has every emotional solution, which everyone these days not ready to listen, or you can say give us some kind of feedback or emotional relief. So I feel relieved while talking myself and my emotional feeling with ChatGPT, and I'm okay. I'm not. I'm very feeling very comfortable, and I'm relaxed now. I was surprised. Oh, is this also happening with somewhere else as well? So as you mentioned, that's everyone has a different perspective and different type of use the technology. It's totally depend how best you come up the ideas and how you want to, you can say, use the tool by your own. So
You can
the
say that
friend
again.
use it as a friend, that ChatGPT is my friend. I am using it as a AI tool that I have to get some ideas, or you can say some references, or etc. But he need emotional support, so he ask ChatGPT to be my friend and start talking with me.
Wow.
I've heard of that too. People having like long relationships with ChatGPT. I haven't gone there personally, so it's all business with Chatty and I. But so I'm
Right?
just gonna keep it like that. But it's crazy, Ali. Yes, I have heard that. I mean, I think in America they have video shows about that sort of thing, Dr. Phil or whatever.
Yeah, the psychiatrist or whatever. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. That seems,
I don't think it is. I think that's what the show was about, that they were relying on AI for emotional support and, it was taking over the marriage and all the things. So yeah, we're not going to go there, but yes. So we have learned lots of things in 2024.
yes, exactly. I will say, one more thing before we move on to another topic, but I will say that I have used, when I've had a situation with a client where they want one thing and I think, um, they had a different understanding of a conversation than I did, and I'll go back to ChatGPT and say, can you give me some ideas of how to resolve this situation? Because they think this and I think this, and I can feed the whole email chain into ChatGPT, and then it will come up with some different ideas that I may not have thought of
Yeah, I've
for,
done that before. It is so helpful.
yeah,
'Cause everybody has different perspectives on conversations too. So, I mean, yeah, if we're going to touch on the things that are funny about on it, we definitely have to touch on the things that are super helpful.
right,
There is so many ways that ChatGPT can, make understanding our audience and people in conversations, a little bit more clear when we might be missing, something in the conversation.
exactly. So, it takes the emotional element out of, I think I'm right. They think they're right. Let's get a third party that has absolutely no feelings involved.
Right. Let's
I
get to the
kind of
bottom
see
of
the
this.
appeal of that.
To
Uh,
make sure you don't miss anything.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually gave us some ideas for resolving a problem, and proposed some different solutions that I didn't see because I was too close to the situation. So, um,
Yeah. Or if I'm in a meeting with a client and, I usually know whatever I'm going to handle when I leave the marketing meeting. But if I miss something, I can just, put that information into Chat GPT to give me an overhaul of, overview of what we talked about to make sure I remember everything and, get everything handled. So there's so many good points to it, really. I
yeah.
mean, it's okay. It doesn't bring me my breakfast. That'll come someday, maybe. No.
There you go. Wow. No, that's hysterical.
Yeah, I really agree with the role of technology nowadays, and most especially I to be honest, I really don't have that broad knowledge about this industry yet, since this is I'm just new to aviation industry. But with the help of ChatGPT, especially because I always do the my mostly my fact check there, and also I also learned this to the one that last year, one of the live workshop, the perfect split. what was that? Perplexity?
Yeah,
Am I right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What I like about that tool also is it provides a links to some websites where you really it really gives you a good information. And yeah, it's my first time to really a chance to work with those advanced tools and system. And as of now, it's been an eye opening for me. Using these tools for the first time made me realize how much we can express, and how technology really helped me in working, because it gives me new ideas and stuff like that. And to the ability to adapt to this is really give me a confidence that I can do better in my work. And I really look forward to learning new tools, new AI to help me with be efficient in my work.
I would be remiss if I didn't say one of the biggest things that happened this year, and I've been caught in what they call the founder's dilemma, which is basically you start a business, you do everything yourself, you begin to grow. You add clients, you add people, you do these things, but you still hold on to everything. There is a certain amount of that is really, really difficult to let go of. And this has been a really big year for me in trusting different members of the team with different bits and pieces of things, and especially bringing Angel on. I have never given up control of my calendar, and I'm actually considering giving up control of my email. I have never trusted anybody to that extent. Our business has always been John and myself, and then other people were kind of, specifically to do specific jobs and very well defined, stay in this box kind of thing. But the team this year has gotten so interdependent and working together so well that I really, really feel good about the progress that we've made with that. And I feel like I'm finally prying my stiff little fingers off of a few more things that hopefully will help us scale and grow and things. So I just wanted to tell everybody on this call, thank you, thank you, thank you for making that possible, and making me a little bit more comfortable with that.
That's awesome, Paula.
It-
Angel, you must be doing an amazing job. So that's wonderful.
Thank you.
I bet that feels really good.
yeah, no, that was a game changer, I think. Adding Angel. And of course, she came in with this list of things that an admin assistant can do, in terms of scheduling and email and everything. And I'm like, no, 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 we're not going to do any of that. I am not giving any of that up. But over time, I've been starting to, and not just admin stuff and not just Angel, but I've been trusting all of you guys with different parts of the business that I never would have a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago. So it's really something to start a business and, pour your heart and soul into it and have your whole life built around this business and then let other people into that scenario. It's a level of trust that's kind of surreal. We've been working as an international team and we've been working as a virtual team. And I know a lot of our clients started just recently, started just a couple of years ago with COVID, working as virtual teams. I don't know if there's anything that anybody wanted to share about how that's working for you or anything that you've learned about that is a big deal. But I know that's been a major theme of 2024 for a lot of companies, is kind of maturing in that.
I think if you can work in a virtual environment, you can get so much more done than you can in a physical environment.
Mm,
First, you have to have your ways of building networks and relationships and being comfortable working alone and without, hundreds of people around you.
mhm,
But you can get so much more done when you don't have the constant interruptions of somebody stopping by to ask a question or just a chit chat
mhm.
type of thing. You can just hunker down and get what you need to get done and do it in a fraction of the time.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that you cut your time down by half this year. that is staggering, and have maintained the same level of income, which is stunning. I mean, like Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week. I mean, you're just like the hero of that story. That's really
Well, part of it is I went from full-time work to part-time work, but by doing that, I maintained the same salary level by
Mhm.
selecting my clients, the people that I'm working with,
Mhm.
more carefully. So the low-hanging fruit, bye-bye.
Mhm.
I don't need you. I don't want to spend hours working on something for pennies.
Right.
And so that's part of how I was able to do that, is that by getting rid of that low-hanging fruit, I could take on more responsibilities with the higher paying, higher satisfaction, uh, better match relationship, whatever you want to call it, clients, and do more for them, but not take up more time.
Mhm. That's amazing. I think Perry Marshall's book, we did this years, but this might even been before your time, Perry Marshall's 80/20 book. If you look at your life, your situation, your income, your activities, everything else, and often 80% of the value comes from 20% of the activities. And if you can figure out what those are and really, really double down on that 20% that gives you the most income, appreciation, satisfaction, whatever it is that you're getting out of it. And I think we've done that as well. Sometimes we've looked at our activities or our clients or whatever and said, this is not really working out as well as I'd hoped. So this is taking a lot more effort for the same amount of of money, and it's driving our people crazy or whatever and stuff. So some relationships just don't work out for that reason. So yeah, I think if we can 80/20 all of that and be a little more selective, that really helps as well. That's a great learning from 2024 and before as well.
Well, and I had a couple clients who are like, "Oh no, please don't leave us." And I'm like, they were notorious for scope
Mm.
creep.
Great.
And it's like, do this for X amount of dollars. Oh, and can you add this, this, and this? And it's like, well, that doubles the project area, but you don't want to pay me any more for it.
Mhm.
And so those are the ones who went goodbye, the ones who were notorious for doing that scope creep and, trying to finagle every penny possible out of whatever the work was I was doing. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a dilemma we all end up with is, how much do we offer for what we're getting for this service level? When do we approach somebody and say, you know what, we're kind of habitually exceeding our service level. Um, we need to talk about this. And, all of our clients, at least the ones that we currently have been amazing about saying, okay, I will do this myself. I enjoy doing it. And I don't need you to do this. So I would rather have you spend time on the stuff that I don't like. And, we've worked out those kinds of relationships with some of our clients do their own art. Some of our clients do their own other stuff, their own writing, etc. And we just work on the things that they don't like doing, and everybody's happier.
I
One
can touch a little bit on working virtually. You had mentioned that as a topic. And I just want to say that I think it's been a pleasure. As we mentioned, Ali mentioned yesterday in our meeting, it's just really enjoyable to work with people all over the world. You end up coming to the conclusion, or I did personally, that you really have so much more in common than you think you do with other people. And then when you all are leaning towards one specific goal, you really can get on the same page. So, it makes the whole process exciting. And, but everybody has different things that they bring to the table, and everybody's working at different times when people are sick or kids are sick, and, things are happening. And so, I just think that, the crazy team, and not that anything's wrong with it, but having people all over, it's just been such a blessing to ABCI and the customers. And I really think that that's showing in, your retention of your current clients, and the new conversations that are being had, and how your audience has picked up in the last year and a half, 2 years. So I think it's been wonderful to work virtually, and I think that there's a lot to be said for it. I think that you have all the ability to get more clients international with this team, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes.
Absolutely. Right. Me too. I'm really excited. I think, we've made a huge amount of progress in the last year and are really kind of staged, at a point where we really can grow a lot more than we ever have. And I feel a lot more comfortable adding new clients, than I think we ever have been, because I feel like we can handle it and we can grow, and we can even add new team members and not have it be a disruption, but have it be a really positive experience. So that's
I want to add one point
ah
in perspective of post-COVID and what we learned from 2024. Post-COVID has put us in a direction to, you can say, showcase ourselves in a self-branding, you can say, side. And 2024 also, you can say, push us in this direction. Companies and the professionals are in the LinkedIn, or you can say, looking for the personal branding. This is really important factor for 2025, because when you have a personal identity that reflects your experience and everything is put in the right direction, that will grow your audience, your community, and the rooms for your business as well. So as a ABCI, we also, you can say, realize this, and we have launched our product for the self-branding. So this will be a very great service for the aviation marketers, aviation industry professionals who are looking for the self-branding. So it's a really important for everyone, and we are looking forward to, you can say, help each and every individual who want to, you can say, express, or you can say, make things work for him or his audience. So this is my keynote for the this workshop, that we learned from 2024 that self-branding is very important if you want to grow in aviation marketing or aviation industry.
Yeah, absolutely. We have kind of formally launched. We've always done ghostwriting for a lot of our clients and things like that. We haven't always called it self-branding or personal branding, but we have always done it. And now I think we've kind of split that off as a separate category. And we're also offering that to individuals this year, which is new. We've always offered it to our clients as a kind of a side service for their executives, to do personal branding, ghostwriting, improving their LinkedIn profile, improving their, their Wikipedia profile, improving their reputation, professional reputation, really, is what we're trying to do with that personal branding. But that is valuable even to people who outside of organizations, or who want to hire us to promote their own personal brand without being part of an organization. And I think that's going to be a huge market area that we've not approached before. So I'm really looking forward to that, because number one, it's a large market, and number two, I think is really empowering for somebody to consider their own career outside of an organization. And that's been kind of a movement over the last few years, where people are kind of captaining their own ship. It used to be you could go to work for an organization, be there for 25 years, retire, and never have any kind of a life outside of that organization. The world is not that way anymore. Yeah, you really have to manage your own career, your own reputation, your own situation. And my hat's off to all of you guys, because you're all independent professionals with your own companies that are doing exactly that, and have an interest in not just letting an organization take care of you, but you are proactively managing your own reputation, personality, the way you present yourself, and all of those things outside of.
And thank you for every client who has been part of us in 2024. And we learned a lot from all these small or big niches as well. And I really appreciate all of our team members. As yesterday I mentioned that we are a great team. I really connects with you by heart. and I learned a couple of new things, everything. If I talk about professionally, that I grown a lot in last 2 years working with ABCI, and it puts me in a different direction and opens my mind for the everything which needs to be adopted as soon as possible. So we are not working for, you can say, on a similar pattern. We are working for an innovation side, adopting tools and technologies to help our clients more easy way. So thank you everyone, my team and ABCI clients as well. And we are looking forward to new clients and learning more from the old ones as well.
Right. Yeah, we learn a lot from our clients, which is wonderful. And, I really, really appreciate all of the clients that we have, especially now. I have to say, I personally really like everybody that we're working with. I haven't always been able to say that in my professional life, but it's really nice to be in a situation where that's the case. So, and I really feel like it's good relationships, and it's a positive direction with every single one of our clients and every single one of our team members as well. So that's a wonderful thing.
Yes, Ali, I agree with you as well. I also had that on the list. Personalization being key to, what is important in general for how we handle things. Generic marketing, just no longer cutting it. Personalizing our emails, our ads, our customer interactions. And, you're no longer, like Paula mentioned, just part of a business. You are your own brand. So I definitely think that we'll see big changes for anybody who, takes on what we offer at ABCI, and looks at what they're doing for their own personal branding, and we could move their brand, their personal brand.
Right, absolutely. And I think some of the examples of that are some people who have really come a long way. They were nervous to begin public speaking, or they were nervous to really get out there and things like that, but having the confidence of having a team behind them, knowing that they're not going to put out a post and then have crickets, or the tumbleweed rolling across the stage. It's there is somebody supporting them. There's somebody that is going to respond and going to comment and going to appreciate what they do, and going to continue that conversation and not just leave them hanging. So that's one of the things that I love about this team, is that we really, really jump in and support, especially some of our clients who are maybe new at a skill or a subject or a platform or whatever. And that's really priceless to have that.
Yeah, I mean, it's different too. I think, the virtual, in that, I don't know, it's just, even for myself, and I've been doing it for years, it's a different situation. I can still, and I do this all the time, talk on these video calls, but I could still get nervous when doing them. So it is always nice to, have a business, ABCI, all of us who work together, just have each other's back. It's so awesome when we take on a new client, and they're really seeing the benefits from everybody jump in as a team, and have something that might change their business the slightest, and advance them in what they're doing, and make them stand out more to their customers and sell more goods and services. So it's just exciting. There's so much we offer, and I'm just glad to be along for part of the ride. And Ali, thanks for all the support, and yeah.
And we have a good year, and many best wishes for you as a team member, as a business owner, as for the ABCI team. Thank you so much for everything you have done, and we will be doing together.
Yeah. Well, thanks you guys for jumping in this morning. And I know this is outside of everyone's comfort zone to begin with, to jump on a video and share thoughts and things like that. We aren't born knowing how to do any of this. So, the practice, I think, is really good for us, and also the visibility. So thank you for coming.